Okay, so let's do a testing again with Olivia. Let's see. I will try. Okay, this time I will try to remove. Always enable the preemptive. We try to cycle. We don't use this particular one, right? The domain expansion we don't use. We just use this particular SP skill. So I make her stay in the middle because if she stays in the middle, she get hit by this boss to get crit damage right there. So I'm gonna do everything sequence is going to be the same. In 2 cycle. Alright, in 2 cycle, I will do this. I will do this. I get smacked right there. So now I need to move everybody to the right side. The boss is gonna hit me again, that's fine. I think the second sequence doesn't matter. So let's see how much damage is this, right? Because we do get SP for this particular one. One, two, three, 4. Ooh. I believe that was way more. Now because that time we have way more SP, right? So we are getting significantly more. It's not like a perfect way to test, but right now 43 million versus 28. Now the thing is, the 43 million gets more. This one is me using the retired legend Olivia. This one is me using the Faithful Wings Olivia. The Faithful Wings Olivia give you SP, which in turns, the more SP convert to more damage, right? So this one is still a more important costume. Right, obviously, like, if anyone is looking to pull the current one, make sure, like for Olivia, this one is her main DPS. You still want to get this one first. Over this one, right? The retired legend Olivia. Obviously, you want to get all. But, like, in terms of priority, right? If you have to pick one, specifically, this one is going to be the 3rd priority. Number 3. 3rd priority, number 3 is going to be this one. So let me test with Michaela, right? Because at the end of the day, we're trying to test the buffs. One more right here. So Elena is also a domain character, correct? So hers is also domain. Creates a domain on the battlefield for 10 turns. Okay, so you cannot stack Elena and Olivia. Alright, if anyone is, again, I just want to briefly mention this. Because they are both the same type of character. So you can never do something like this. Just because both of it is a domain, right? So it mentioned here as well. Okay, create a domain on the battlefield for 10 turns, right? So this one... Okay, I think they need to fix the text or whatever, the legend, right? The legend of this particular one. You can see for Olivia's one, they have this particular create a domain. You can click on this domain word to see what this actually means. But for Elena's one, the bunny Elena, it says create a domain. But is this a domain though? I assume it's the same thing, right? They just haven't added the legend right here for this particular one, right? So I assume they both don't stack. So if you click on Olivia's one, I can click on this domain. It says right here, only a single domain can be maintained on the battlefield. Alright? So domain is only one can exist at a time. So I assume that Olivia and Elena, bunny Elena doesn't stack. Assuming that this is also the same domain, right? One more thing is also, you cannot refresh the duration of domain. Using some sort of like special stuff, you cannot refresh the duration. Buff or debuff can never do anything to the domain, right? Because it's not like a buff on you, it's more like an area kind of thing. Alright, and you cannot remove the domain buff or the domain debuff, which is quite interesting, right? So that means, you know, whatever that, any ability to neutralize your, you know, your perks, skill buff removal can be very annoying. I don't know if enemies have that as well. So far, I don't think any enemies have this particular domain thing, but have to be careful in the future if they introduce an enemy. They also have like domains, right? But this seems to be the case for now, so keep in mind, you can never use those two together, even though they need to fix that text for Bunny, Elena specifically. Alright, let me try with Michaela. I'll do this, right? I will do this right now. I'm trying to see what's the best way to go about this, right? because with Olivia, it's either I compare Olivia's buff, which I can do, because we already compare Olivia in terms of how strong she buffs to herself, but I want to see how strong can Olivia buff another character. In this case, we want to try Michaela. One more. Let's get this away. Need to remove this as well. Not enough defense percent. Defense percent. Okay, is this good enough? Stop moving. This is not max, right? Something is off here. Yeah, I know. Flat attack. That one is not good either. Oh man, I don't want to swap my gears around right now. From the other characters, what happened to all my good ones? They are all being occupied. Okay, we are using the same gear, so I don't think it matters too much. Same gear regardless. Okay, now I can survive. Now I'll be able to survive. Okay, let Wilhelmina go first. We go with Domain Expansion. Then we go with Michaela's this skill. Bam. Domain Expansion. Okay, so now everybody gets Domain Expansion, right? How am I still dying? What is happening, man? Oh, I forgot that because Michaela's this particular skill reduced my defense by 90%. So that's what's happening. I can never get the buff. I completely forgot about that actually. This Michaela's skill. Okay, it's okay though. So I think it's going to be quite difficult to use her as a main DPS because of that. She needs to get hit by the boss to get your crit damage increase. Unless you get all the way in with the other one. So we don't take the buff. You swap my gear around too much. I don't know where my good gear is anymore. Yeah, you gotta take one day to look into all of those, right? Even Helena died. What is happening? Even Helena is dying? Okay, only Olivia can survive that. Buff. Hit. Okay. Okay, so now I move to the right. Refitia need to go here because Michaela need to go there. Olivia can go wherever. Okay, I'm gonna focus on chaining there. And then we are going to hit every one of these range. And then it's a bit unfair though because I'm adding chain into it, right? Michaela goes with this. Should I let Helena go after Michaela? So you get back the SP. Get smack. Okay, let me record this particular. Why does this boss look like Titan Ranger? That's the whole point, man. That's the whole point. This particular boss looks like Titan Ranger. And that's just what it is. Okay, let me get this out of the way. So far, this is with Olivia as a buffer. It's a bit cringe, it's a bit strange. But I do use this particular Olivia to hit though, so keep in mind, right? But this is the focus is going to be on Michaela. But Olivia is here and Olivia is here, right? Let me see, if I were to use something like Granadair, for example, right? This is where it's going to be a bit tricky because we are comparing two separate characters, two separate roles. I think Granadair is going to be stronger. You know what? I think a good comparison would be to compare to Bunny Elena. I think that would be a good comparison, right? Because now we are comparing two domain characters. So this. I'm going to hit here. Apply this thing. Apply the domain thing. Okay, let me try. Bunny Elena's buff will be better, I think. There's no doubt that Bunny Elena's buff will be better. Stop dying, man. Why is everybody... I'm too lazy to swap all to physical gears this time around. Is Refi the only one that can... As long as Michaela's get the buff. Michaela get the buff. Okay, something like this. Elena will get KO'd. Dying meta. I should have tested on the lower level boss. This is a level 9 boss, right? They do way more damage. Should I test at level 6 or level 7? I forgot that screwed my range overall. Okay, how do I do this without swap? I guess I have to swap Elena's gears, eh? I cannot do a fair testing. Alright, gear swap. This should be ending this stupid gear drama. Okay. Back to where we belong. Okay. Hit will be have enough for the chain. Should have buffed first before I hit that. Okay, now I'm going to move Rafitia to the middle. Obviously, move Michaela to the right because she's going to do this particular one, right? So Elena can stay wherever. It doesn't really matter. But I guess we hit the right one for more chain. Okay, let's compare Olivia and Elena right here, right? Alright. Huh, I think we did about the same. Let me see. So this one is with Elena. So let's compare with the previous one. With Olivia as a buffer, right? Remember we are using Olivia as a buffer. Our Queen of Signatures Michaela got 22 million. But if we use Elena, we got 29 million. 29 million. So Elena is a better buffer. I mean, obviously, right? Because she does a couple of things. She also applies vulnerability as well, 50%. Even though it's not crazy high, it's still going to be way more important. So that's an interesting one. So a domain, if you care about domain, then Elena still have a better domain. Alright. How about Granadair? I think that will be an unfair comparison. I think Granadair will be stronger. But we'll just do a quick swap around. Is she on defense? I think Granadair, the lolly, should be able to take it, right? Because we are on defense. Granadair has 2 costumes, so it will be unfair for me to compare both. So I'll just do 1 turn of not doing anything, 1 turn of not doing anything, and 1 turn of doing something. This. Okay, get smacked. So again, move Michaela to the left, move Rapitia here, move her there, this, hit here. We're gonna use the buff. Let's compare with this buff here. And then Michaela's gonna go with that. So this one is just to stack chain and hopefully gets... Okay, so comparing Olivia, holy, Grenadier's buff is way stronger. So with Olivia's buff, 22 million, right, 22 million. Grenadier is 32. So of course, like, Olivia is not replacing any of these characters, right? So you should only pull, I think this can conclude one very important thing, right? You should only pull Olivia if you care about improving her damage overall. if you already have this costume, you already got this costume, you already got this costume, and then you're trying to make her even stronger, get this costume. But you shouldn't get this costume to use it as a support for Michaela in this particular case, right? Because we just saw the results. It's not efficient, right? Every other supporter, dedicated supporter, like Bunny Elena, Granadair, is like a better character overall for that, right? So, is she a must pull? In my opinion, no, right? Like, even if you got already a lot of the other Olivia, you can get away with not having her. I feel like for her, it's going to be a little bit more niche, and it's just specifically if you're trying to improve her. And she's not even good in the current season. She's not even going to be used here because this boss is water, right? I'm testing it in a neutral scenario. The boss is water, is supposed to be weak against wind, and she's like light. So for now, I would say, maybe wait for next week. I think they'll have a live stream next week, right? And that's going to be where you will be able to figure out the upcoming characters, right? And we'll see what it goes like, what it be like.